A multi-billion-dollar hedge fund manager taught me a lesson, and it changed everything for me. And if you follow this one principle, it might do the same for you too. That one principle is relative strength. Relative strength is a ratio of a stock's price performance in relation to the market's average performance. Now, why is this key and why is this important in all forms of investing, especially in crypto assets and more importantly in Bitcoin? Well, the crypto market is based around Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin and altcoins. And there is a saying that a lot of people say. You must have heard it before. It is a thing that's common amongst everyone that talks about technical analysis, about the market, and in crypto in general. And that is the rising tide raises all ships. Now, that is particularly true in crypto. When Bitcoin rises, altcoins also have an uplift. That connection is bonded in crypto. And when we come back to the understanding of relative strength, a key principle that you need to look before you go into any coin or any investment strategy in crypto is to base that coin's relative strength to Bitcoin. And what that means in general, it means that how strong that coin is to the movement of Bitcoin, which in essence is the market of cryptocurrency. In a mental exercise, what that actually means is how strong and resilient the coin is in relation to Bitcoin. So, for example, if a coin is resilient to Bitcoin, it means that when Bitcoin drops, that coin doesn't drop as much. But the opposite also is strong. Because if it's a relatively strong coin that has relative strength against Bitcoin, when Bitcoin rises a little bit, then the multiple of that rise happens in that coin. This comparison is extremely important and it's something that you must put into your repertoire before you invest into any coin. If you like what we're doing here, just press the like, follow, and share. It's very simple, it's very easy, and I'm going to get to something really cool now. So you ask me, Alres, how do you do this? Is there a way to see this? Well, yes. In TradingView, if you have an asset, let's take Ethereum for example, you can find Ethereum /Bitcoin. That is the Ethereum pair to Bitcoin. That is a graph that will show Ethereum's relative strength to Bitcoin. And this is what the graph looks like. Not very good, right? What this shows and why it's so important to understand is that when Bitcoin drops, Ethereum drops quite aggressively. Its relative strength towards Bitcoin is negative. When the graph goes down like this, it means it's negative. It means that it will react quite aggressively to a pullback in Bitcoin, and it won't react quite as positively when Bitcoin goes up. You see, the little bumps in Bitcoin only causes smaller moves, but when Bitcoin goes down, this thing aggressively pulls back. If we look at a few other coins like Dogecoin, we saw it had amazing relative strength, so that would be a good time to invest into this product. But we saw here that that relative strength had a turnaround. It deviated from its relative strength to Bitcoin, which means it's on a downtrend still. That downtrend means that if you're investing into Dogecoin, it still has a downward trend towards Bitcoin. So when it pulls back Bitcoin, this pulls back greater. If it increases, it will increase less. However, this can also turn. You need to look at these deviation points. If we look at Sol, one of the biggest coins out there, we see that it initially had an aggressively positive relative strength towards Bitcoin, and now it's a neutral relative strength. It's neutral in its reaction towards Bitcoin. It means that it's on par and relatively neutral towards Bitcoin. So it means that its reaction towards Bitcoin is not relatively tied to it. It means that it has its own path because of the size of its coin, but it's still technically a good, strong coin. You could also utilize this for smaller, new meme coins and various other aspects, especially if it's relatively new and it doesn't have an automatic Bitcoin pair that we saw in the previous video. The way you do that is relatively simple. You just write the coin that you are looking to invest into, put / and then pick the asset. There we go. You do XRP / Bitcoin, and then that will bring the graph that you want. If we look at Trump coin, we see its relative strength is terrible. We look at Pepe, it was once great, now it's looking terrible. It's almost at the point of breaking its relative strength towards Bitcoin. And if this goes down any further, it will have a ultimately negative relative strength to Bitcoin. Some notable coins that have exceptional relative strength, and I want to say this for all those XRP people, is XRP. Its relative strength is spectacular. This is one of those coins that have beautiful relative strength. This means that when Bitcoin can dump 10%, this barely moves. This is a type of coin you want to invest in, even though the tokenomics say it's been heavily invested into too far, but this has very strong relative strength. We look at another coin that has really good relative strength at this present moment is XLM. Great relative strength, a great upward trend line. It means it has a positive relative strength as of this video towards Bitcoin. And there is one other coin. Now, if you do this relative strength to all smaller cap meme coins, you will see this on every single one except one meme coin that I've found. Only one. And that is FatCat. Just look at the relative strength of this coin towards Bitcoin. Just look at it. Just look at the way it's laddering up in a positive direction towards Bitcoin. It barely moves when Bitcoin pulls back. And especially of a market cap of where it is, which is relatively low, its strength is spectacular. And what this means is that the moment that Bitcoin gains a bit of strength, that happens. That is why relative strength is extremely important. And that is why you need to look at these things and not just react to the market. If a coin has exceptional relative strength, then these moments of quiet, slow parts of an economy and trading in general will be exponentially favored towards you when it turns green. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. I'm Alvarez, a 7-figure crypto investor. Like, follow, share, and let's go.